Yo, today we're talking about family.
There's always room for family.
And we're talking about all the ways in which it seems the Western world is hard pressed to kill it, to kill the modern family. This is being done through all kinds of means, a couple of which can be seen in the incentivization of single mothers to keep the man out of the house due to government benefits for single mom households. Dirt in my eye, I love that. You can see it in certain aspects of the feminism movement where the idea of motherhood is being downplayed in favor of, chasing a career, which is lovely, but you cannot downplay the value that a mom holds in the household. You can also see it just in the simple affordability crisis, right? The idea of having a family for many is just impractical, nonsensical. And many people also just feel guilty about having a kid in a world filled with collapsing empires and just a disgusting amount of corruption, which, I can understand that sentiment. I once held it myself. Those are a couple reasons. It's a couple reasons in a sea of thousands of ways that the family is being actively dismantled here in the Western world. And when you kind of look at the most powerful people in the world and see that it's comprised primarily of long-standing legacy interlinked families, you kind of start to understand why this dismantling of the family dynamic is occurring across, common people like me and you. Because families hold power, they hold strength and stability. Back in the day, like pre-1950s, big fly on my camera, get out of here. Back in the day, pre-1950s, it was very common for extended families to stay together, live together. They would work on their farm together. They would work on their family businesses together. The whole family would help raise each other's kids. Shout out to the birds over there. The whole family would help raise each other's kids and foster family traditions, family values, and morals. 1950s came along, and at least here in the United States, we were having a booming economy, and the idea of the nuclear family was heavily pushed, comprised of just a household containing the mom, the dad, the kids. But in this traditional family that has kind of been the tradition up until today, these family values were maintained. However, this idea of a family unit, as I've said, is being attacked. And what you're seeing now, more than ever, is the culmination of people that are primarily single renters, many of which people have lost the desire or hope in pursuing genuine human relationships, whether romantic or otherwise. And the traditional nuclear family is now becoming the outlier. It's becoming more and more of a rarity in today's age. And this is just fueled by the rampant social media addiction that has caused the complete opposite of social connection, rather intense loneliness and estrangement from society and unrealistic expectations as far as what to expect in a partner. And this is being capitalized now on AI being sold to us, AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends. Like, nobody asked for that, but it has been institutionally implanted to supplant actual relationships. Basically, corporations and institutions want to be your daddy. Corporations and institutions want to be your lover. They want to be the ones to instill values into your kids. They do not want moms and dads getting in the way of the kinds of humans that they want to cultivate. That's basically what I think is the purpose of this dismantling of the family. There's many professionals that have studied the importance of the family and why it has persisted the way it has, why it has contributed to the evolution of society as we know it. James Heckman, a professional who studied the importance of the family, deduced a strong correlation between a strong family unit and economic success, both within the family and within societies that foster strong family dynamics. It's been correlated with strong cognitive, emotional, and life skills that are fostered within the family. Even if your family is messy, you either get taught what to do or taught what not to do within a close-knit family. Mary Ainsworth and John Colby coined the attachment theory, which breaks down the family as sort of an outpost, a refuge for people to return to, taking breaks from exploring the world, from interacting with society. The family is kind of literally a home base in which you're able to recharge or recoup from anxiety or the intense stressors from the modern world. And without that, there's really no place to get your bearings, to find a strong sense of familiarity. And it's been noted in the modern day, of course, there's many factors contributing. This is not just the erosion of the family dynamic, but it's been noted that there's much higher cases of anxiety and general chronic stress today. And having a strong family unit would reduce this. It would reduce this epidemic of constant stress. Such a society as the one we're creating now is far too controllable as a result of being far too divided and ununified, and without children to foster and to bring up to be the next generation, there's just nothing to protect. And when there's nothing to protect, what does a society fight for? Ooh, what the heck is that? Maybe I shouldn't have done this in the woods. But yeah, what does a society fight for when there's not children to fight for? You know? And then you think about, well, if no more babies are being made, then why would the government do that? Because then there's nothing to govern. Well, they got cloning now, so we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I really say all this to say to appreciate your family, right? Super, super corny, I know, but it's vital. Even if you and your family have your differences, I know there's situations where some people are irredeemable, but if you can manage to bridge the gap for the youth of your family, if nothing else, do it. Make the effort and make the attempt, because if you all are not unified and there for the children in your family to foster their values and their morals and their outlook on life in a positive manner, someone else will. And the someone else is the institutions who don't care about your kid. Your kid is a commodity to them, right? It's something to exploit. And so I behoove you to try to bury the hatchet if you can manage it. You know, families are sacred. Families are sacred. All of society is merely a collection of families. All of what we have today is the legacy of a community of many, many, many families over the generations. They're the first thing that you know when you come into this world, and you may not feel they understand you, the true you, but they surely know you. And so don't forget the value, the importance of that, the importance of your family. And I know this whole video has been primarily about the relationship between the parent and the child, but this also goes for finding a significant other. If you are estranged from your family and you feel as though that relationship cannot be rekindled, there's too much damage involved in that relationship, let that be a driver for you to have a family of your own. Even in this world where it feels as though it would be irresponsible to have a kid, if anything, it's irresponsible to not have a kid. If the world is not moving in the direction you see fit, the direction that champions your values, the only way to change the world is to bring up a family that fosters these values and try to implement them into the world around you as best you can. The world has never changed through fear and apathy. It's only ever changed through courage. So have courage and have that family. All right, that's it for today. Peace.